Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're having Buffalo Wild Wings. We're having Buffalo Wild Wings. So I got boneless wings. These ones, I forget. These ones are Honey BBQ. These ones are the new orange chicken flavor. And then these are cauliflower wings with Asian Zing on top. We have some fries. We got Kelery, carrots and celery. We have ranch, blue cheese, and ketchup for dipping. I'm drinking a water. And in today's video, I'm also going to be doing a true crime. Finally, the people have spoken, and I am delivering. Alright, but let's eat a little bit first. You guys know I typically do Wingstop, so I had to switch it up a little because I did Wingstop last week. So this one is the orange chicken. It's one of their new flavors. They had a pizza one, a pizza flavoring, and then a saucy lemon pepper, I think is the new one. So I'm gonna try this. It's good. I wouldn't say it tastes like orange chicken. I don't know, but it's good. And there's 10 of each. I'm not sure how many cauliflower ones there are. So let me know how you guys are doing in the comments, please. Because I'd really like to know. It's the middle of the week. We still got a couple days left till the weekend. It's the last weekend until Christmas. So I bet a lot of places are going to probably be busy. I did a lot of my shopping online though this year. Do they normally give baby carrots? I mean, they don't look the freshest, but I'll still eat them. I didn't think they give baby carrots though. It's funny, they all look the same. So this one is Honey BBQ. I dare to say, but I think their boneless wings might be better than Wingstop. Uh-oh. I have to drive a ways away to get Buffalo Wild Wings. They have other things like burgers and stuff I've never tried. I've gotten one of their salads before. With the chicken on it. I think I just got like buffalo chicken. Boneless buffalo chicken. But I didn't see that they had that anymore. That was like a long time ago though. It was pretty sad to see the dining room empty. Because usually, you know, Buffalo Wild Wings is packed, especially around lunchtime. In the bar. Alright, I'm going to try the cauliflower wings next. I love cauliflower. Has green onion on it. So I got this in Asian Zing. I don't know if they're vegan. They're vegetarian, of course. A lot softer than a wing. Texture's different, but they're good. They are breaded though. You can see the little cauliflower. These are good. Mmm. What's this little carrot? Maybe I'm just used to the carrots from Wingstop. These are also good. I don't know which one's my favorite. They all have similar tastes though. So I'll put a timestamp when I start the true crime. I'm just gonna eat first. I would definitely get those again. Those are so good. I like Buffalo Wild Wings because they have a lot more flavors. I still haven't tried all of them. I think I've tried all of Wingstop's. Wingstop's, they're good, but they're very limited as to what flavors they have, you know? Very rarely do they ever come out with a new sauce. They had a couple of new sauces, Wingstop did. I want to say it was like last summer. But they didn't keep them. I forget what flavors they were. And pop these like popcorn, they're so good. They're very easy to eat too, because they're softer. But they have the same crunch that you would get from the boneless wings. It's just the middle. The middle texture is softer. But it's still really good. So today's true crime happened years ago. It was in the 1920s, happened on Christmas Day. You guys might have heard of it. It's the Lawson family murders. So there was a man named Charles Lawson. Charles Lawson was from North Carolina in a small town. His family lived there. They were tobacco farmers. At the age of 25, Charles married a woman named Fanny. And they ended up having 8 children together. She moved in with him. You know, 8 children seems like a lot of kids today, but back then it was a normal thing. 7 years into their marriage, they ended up moving to another town, the German town. I don't know if that's the actual name of the town, but his family had moved there, and he had saved up enough money to move his family there also. So his whole family moved to the area of Germantown. Now, 2 years after they had moved, his third-born son had died at the age of 6 years old to an unknown illness. By 1927, his family did sharecropping, and they had ended up saving up enough money to purchase their own land and have their own farm on Brook Cove Road. In 1929, Charles took his family into town to buy them all new clothes because he wanted to take a family Christmas photo together. And back then, he didn't make a whole lot of money, so this was kind of unusual. His children all ranging from the ages of 16 years old to 4 months old. So he took all of his family out, they went and got all new clothes, and they had their pictures taken. On December 25th, 1929, that's when he decided he was going to kill his family. He sent his older son out to go run an errand, so his older son was gone. His 2 other daughters, they were gonna head out to their uncle's house. It was Christmas Day, they were gonna be visiting him. So they were heading out, and just before they left, Charles went out by the shed and basically watched them, and before they could get to their uncle's house, he shot them both and then ended up bludgeoning them to make sure that they were actually dead. Once he ensured that they were dead, he placed their bodies in the barn. After he did that, he went back to the house where his wife was on the front porch, and he shot his wife on the front porch, and his older daughter saw that. She screamed. He went inside the house, shot her, and then went and found the 2 younger boys who were hiding. He found the boys and ended up shooting them also. And then the 4-month-old, he didn't shoot the 4-month-old. He, I guess, beat her to death. After that, he then went to the nearby woods, and a couple hours later, he ended up shooting himself. Now, within those 2 hours, his son had come back from the errand that he was running, and the neighbors had heard what was going on. There was a lot of commotion. There was people already on their farm, and so they were like looking at the crime scene, and within those 2 hours they heard the gunshot, and then that's when they went into the woods and they found Charles' body there. It's said that he was pacing before he actually shot himself because there was footprints going back and forth around the area where he was found. The only survivor was his oldest son, who was 16 years old. And when the bodies were found, all of the bodies were found with their arms crossed and then rocks under their head, like to elevate them. When they heard the gunshot, there was already a police officer on site, and his oldest son and the police officer ran into the woods to go find his body. That's where they found him, next to a tree, and he had letters written to both of his parents. So a lot of people are left wondering, like, why would he do this? There's one theory that he had a head injury, so they're thinking that maybe that had some psychological effects after the head injury, but the autopsy showed that his brain was perfectly normal, so they don't think that's what happened. There's another rumor that was, I think, confirmed by a family friend, that his daughter and him had a relationship, an inappropriate relationship, and she was supposedly pregnant. So a lot of people think that is the motive behind the reason why, because, you know, of his dignity and, you know, this horrible thing that he didn't want to get out. Now, that theory wasn't brought to light until 1990, when a book called White Christmas, Bloody Christmas was published. The authors of this book had interviewed multiple people who were related to or knew the Lawson family very well, and that's when this rumor came up. A day before the book was going to be published, the authors got a phone call from one of the cousins, a distant cousin from the Lawson family, who said she knew exactly why Charles committed the crime. At the funeral, Fanny's sister-in-law and her aunts were both overheard talking about how Fanny knew or was suspicious of Charles and his daughter, her daughter, having a relationship, very inappropriate, and then becoming pregnant. So, and that Fanny knew about this relationship just before the murders, about a year before the murders actually happened. There was another man who was interviewed. His name was Hill Hampton, and he was a very close friend and neighbor to the Lawson family, and he says he knows exactly why Charles committed the murders, but he said it's so personal that he chooses not to reveal what happened. It's sad because the clothes that Charles took his family out to go purchase for this family portrait, which I will post right here because it was the last family portrait that was taken before their deaths. Those clothes ended up being their burial clothes. They're buried on a plot in a family-owned cemetery. They are all together. I'll put a picture right here so you guys can see it. Now, in this town, this true crime is something that's talked about frequently. Their house became a tourist attraction. The funeral home where their bodies were taken care of and everything, that is now a memorial. In the days after the murder, their house became somewhat of an attraction. Everybody in the town was curious, you know, how could somebody do such a thing? It was such a small town. You know, he annihilated his whole family and then shot himself. So the 16-year-old was left behind with essentially no money. And so his uncle helped him out by helping him make the house into a tourist attraction to help get money for him to be able to live. And so they printed out little papers, like keepsake things for people to take, that I think they were only like 25 cents a piece. There was a poem, like they were like souvenirs for you to take with you, but you had to purchase them, so it was a way for him to make money. And people would come and visit the home and see like what had happened there. There was a cake that Marie, his daughter, had baked on the day of Christmas, and they left the cake as part of the display. And tourists, there was raisins in it, so tourists would start taking home the raisins that were in the cake, and eventually they ended up putting it in a cake display dish so nobody could touch it to help preserve it, but they left the actual cake that she made there, so people were fascinated and horrified. It just became like the talk of the town. This crime is something that is talked about to this day. There's songs that are written about it, multiple songs. There's books that were written about it, so many things. It's so crazy. It's horrific. Another family annihilator, just like Chris Watts, you know, somebody who wants to get rid of his family. He did it because he didn't want it to come out into the open, this relationship that he had with his daughter. It's crazy what people will do when they don't want the truth to come out. So yeah, it's really crazy. Let me know if you guys have heard about this case. There wasn't too much information, so yeah, I hope you guys liked this. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. If you want to become an A-lister, just turn your notifications on, make sure they're set to all so you know the second that I upload a new video. Leave me a comment down below, rate this video, and share it with your friends and family, and I will see you guys tomorrow with a new video. Bye.